News this morning, monoclonal antibody treatments are making a comeback in our area after the state closed down the sites where you can get the treatments.
To know that people are going around breaking stuff, that's ridiculous.
And local parks trashed on the Treasure Coast. It's not the first time either. White County officials say adding more surveillance cameras to catch the criminals just isn't an option.
And tracking some rain that's moving across parts of the area this morning. I've got a closer look at where else we could see some storms later today.
You're watching CBS 12 News This Morning.
Hey there, good morning everyone. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm Sam Kerrigan in for Matt Lincoln.
I'm Ashley Glass. You're winning St. Patrick's Day with the green. I'm falling a little short here. It's okay. Calmer day ahead today after storms brought heavy wind, rain, even some hail in our area. Right now you're taking a live look at the Roosevelt Bridge to start off your morning.
It's looking pretty nice out there. We want to check in with meteorologist Lauren Oleski. Lauren, you were tracking a little bit of fog though.
That's right, little fog and a few showers this morning. You can see some of that fog hanging out on top of the bridge there. Showers right now extend from Belle Glade northeast through Martin County right near Hobe Sound. And then winds are relatively calm. That's why we can end up with some fog outside this morning. Right now, winds are around 5 miles per hour. So these little showers are going to keep moving northeast, and then we're dealing with a mostly sunny to partly cloudy sky for the rest of the day. This is a look at 4 o'clock this afternoon. A couple of thunderstorms are going to be possible out there later on, especially in Palm Beach County. I do expect most of the Treasure Coast to actually stay a little on the dry side. It's mostly just for areas further south that we see that rain chance. Staying dry overnight, and as we head into your Friday morning, still not looking too bad. Nice and warm today, temperatures in the low to mid 80s. We'll see the same thing tomorrow, and a mostly sunny sky for your Friday. This is 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. Overall, we're in great shape out there. Sam, Ashley.
6:31 is the time, and this morning monoclonal antibody treatments are slowly coming back to the state, and it comes as COVID cases remain low.
The state has a stockpile of potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of COVID treatments that it's not allowed to use. CBS 12's Jay O'Brien explains why.
Inside this newly reopened monoclonal antibody treatment site in West Palm Beach, patients are being treated with one of 2 drugs, both approved by the FDA for use against the Omicron variant. But before this clinic closed down in January, it was giving patients a different monoclonal antibody drug called Regeneron and another made by the company Eli Lilly. The clinic and others across the state suddenly closed when the FDA said those 2 drugs weren't effective against the Omicron variant.
We had appointments for thousands of patients.
Dr. Kenneth Shepke, deputy director of the Florida Department of Health, says the state has about 50,000 doses of those drugs now sitting on ice, unable to be used. Each dose costs the federal government between $1,000 to $2,000.
There were so many more patients that could have benefited from this treatment.
Shepke and Governor Ron DeSantis wanted to keep distributing those treatments.
This was a rash decision,
saying there was anecdotal evidence those drugs did work in Omicron patients, something the White House at the time flatly denied.
These treatments, the ones that they are fighting over, that the governor is fighting over, do not work against Omicron, and they have side effects.
It was very evident.
And Florida infectious disease specialist Dr. Leslie Diaz says she stopped using the treatments because it was clear they didn't work.
People were coming into the hospital, flocking in, having failed the monoclonal treatments of Regeneron.
But the state of Florida still smoldering over drugs they didn't get to use that officials believe could have saved lives and are now untouchable.
We've got all these doses sitting in cold storage. We can't send back, and we don't really want to destroy.
That was our Jay O'Brien reporting. Now, those drugs on ice will eventually expire. Now, the clinic mentioned at Westgate Park in West Palm Beach is using the 2 different kinds of monoclonal antibodies that everyone agrees do work against Omicron. But right now, the clinic is having a hard time getting the word out that it's back open. So if you or someone you know has COVID, you can make an appointment or just walk in for treatment. We have all the information you need right now on our website. Just head to CBS12.com.
It's 6:34 this morning. The governor's defending the state surgeon general's recommendation that healthy kids should not get the COVID vaccine. He says this is just the latest instance of Florida paving the way during the pandemic, that more states will follow suit.
what he's doing is he's leading on this. And I think his view, and I agree with it, is the burden of proof is on the people that say you should get a 5-year-old kid vaccinated for COVID.
The governor says kids are at incredibly low risk of getting the virus, and those who do get it usually have mild symptoms. Centers for Disease Control Prevention recommends kids 5 and older get the shot. Right now, the vaccine's not available for kids under 5.
And right now, experts are keeping an eye on a new COVID subvariant that's spreading quickly overseas. BA2 is believed to be at least 30% more infectious than Omicron, but not necessarily more severe. Right now, it's making up nearly a quarter of all new infections in the U.S.
We have some new details this morning. A judge ruled former football player from Palm Beach County, Travis Rudolph, can't use the stand your ground defense in his murder trial. Rudolph is charged with first-degree murder and attempted murder in connection with a Lake Park shooting from last year. Rudolph says he started shooting to protect himself and his family when a group of men attacked them. But a judge sided with prosecutors who say the group was retreating when Rudolph went back into his home, grabbed his rifle, and started shooting at them as they drove away. He now faces life in prison if convicted. Trial date's not been set.
6:35 right now, and this morning we are hearing the frantic 911 calls made last week when several West Point cadets overdosed on fentanyl-laced cocaine while vacationing near Fort Lauderdale. This audio was obtained by our news partners at the Sun Sentinel. Take a listen.
Tell me exactly what happened.
We took some coke and we're not getting good responses right now.
Okay, someone took coke, and what's happening to him?
People are passing out.
How many
3 people passed out.
Well, this incident is sparking the debate over whether fentanyl test strips should be legalized so drug users can check for dangerous substances. State lawmakers debated decriminalizing the strips during this last legislative session, but nothing came out of it.
Every single day I talk to a family, every single day I talk to a parent, every single day I talk to someone who is being affected daily in their lives. So this is something that is one of the most pervasive health issues in the country.
Fentanyl test strips have been endorsed by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention as an effective overdose prevention strategy.
6:36 is the time, and this morning we're following up on a string of vandalism at parks on the Treasure Coast.
Yeah, just this week, we told you about bathrooms at 3 parks in Martin County that were destroyed, costing the county thousands of dollars in damage.
Yeah, take a look. Some of the new videos and photos we have coming in. You see the smashed toilets, destroyed water fountains and sinks, spray-painted graffiti in the restrooms at Stewart Beach, Mary Brogan Park, also in Stewart, and Jock Layton Park in Palm City. Kara's back at our live desk following this story. It's a big concern for our community. You know, parents, families, we want to be able to go to the park and feel safe.
And Kara, we're learning, though, that these parks don't have surveillance cameras necessarily in the area where the vandalism is happening. Why is that?
Well, here's the thing, Sam Ashley. The parking lots at some of the Martin County parks, they do have surveillance cameras, but they don't show the restrooms. And the county parks administrator says the installation and maintenance of adding new cameras, well, it would come with a big price tag. Here's the other holdup. He says it goes against current county policy, putting cameras in a position where they could potentially capture video of people around changing areas or in the bathroom, raising concerns about invasion of privacy. So the county really in a tough spot right now when it comes to finding a way to put an end to what really is these pointless acts of vandalism. Just over the past year, the sheriff's office says that they've made 8 arrests, and most of them have been teens. Take a listen.
The kids do the vandalism, they record it, and then they post it on social media. It's been a big thing lately, I guess.
I think it's ridiculous. I wouldn't understand why anybody would get any joy out of doing that. It doesn't make any sense.
According to the county parks administrator, since January of last year, there have been 71 cases of vandalism and graffiti at parks in Martin County, causing about $60,000 in damage. And get this, the damage from the incidents that just happened last weekend alone, around $7,500. All of that is property loss that eventually will get covered using taxpayer dollars. Sam, Ashley.
Yeah, you just hate to see that happening at our local parks. All right, Kara, thank you. The time right now is 6:38. And this morning, in your Eye on Education, we're learning the governor is allocating nearly $300 million in funding for educational programs for students in the state. Here's a breakdown of how all that money would be distributed. Nearly half of it would go to summer school and after-school programs to help students catch up. Students would also benefit from reading intervention and coaching. There will be more support STEM programs to help get students in science, technology, engineering, and math fields, and more mental health teams will also be available for students.
Also this morning, Indiantown getting close to having its first ever high school. Big project that will help underserved students in the area. The campus will be on Southwest Citrus Boulevard near the Treasure Coast Wildlife Center. School leaders tell us the school will focus on career and workforce education, as well as dual enrollment opportunities for 400 students.
giving people the opportunity when you come out of high school of getting a job right away if you want to, or continue your education. It's your choice, but you have a credential that will help you.
The school's groundbreaking is set for the end of the year.
Time right now is 6:40, and coming up on CBS 12 News this morning, lawmakers failed to support a bill that would require all state courthouses to have a space for women to nurse.
So ahead, we're hearing from a local lawmaker telling us why these spaces are necessary and what she's doing to try to bring this bill back.
Plus, the fight continues to save our beloved sea cows. In 10 minutes, we'll give you an update on how a feeding program for manatees is going right now in the Indian River Lagoon.